And Dr. Gay, at Harvard, does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Harvard's rules of bullying and harassment, yes or no?
It can be, depending on the context.
Gay is apparently now not going to face any consequences, and she will be remaining president despite hating the Jews. President Gay, you know, of Harvard.
Yay!
President Gay, in comparison, if President Gay had a YouTube channel, it would be thrust into your timeline. I have no doubt.
Oh, God, yeah.
Said this about all the calls for the genociding of the Jews on campus, all of that.
And Dr. Gay, at Harvard, does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Harvard's rules of bullying and harassment, yes or no?
It can be, depending on the context.
What's the context?
Targeted at an individual.
Hates Jews.
I get that sound drop, too. Use it all the time.
You inspired me for that. Thank you, Nick.
Now, you've seen that. That was just, a refresher here, because apparently now Gay will face no consequences, because you saw what happened at Penn.
Yeah.
Sorry, UPenn.
UPenn.
Yeah.
Not Penn
Not
State.
Penn State. I want to be very, very clear. You saw what happened. That's the, but they have a rough history too. Yeah. So at UPenn.
I respect Sandusky more than Mr.
Two sides of the same coin.
That's right.
So Gay is apparently now not going to face any consequences, and she will be remaining president despite hating the Jews.
Claudine Gay will remain the president of Harvard University despite public outcry over her comments during a congressional hearing about anti-Semitism on college campuses. This comes after more than 700 faculty members signed a letter in defense of her.
So let me ask you.
I didn't even know that last part. 700 morons signed a letter in defense. So let me get this straight. Calling for wiping out all Jews, fine. Calling for wiping out one Jew is a problem. I don't understand. Do they understand math?
Well, it depends on the Jew, Gerald. Depends on the Jew. Are we talking Harvey Weinstein is a bad Jew? That's bad Jew, but
so stupid.
We're talking Oscar Schindler, great Jew, loved the Schindler, saved a lot of other Jews.
Do they know what genocide means? Maybe there's a deficiency in their vocabulary. I don't know.
I know what you are. I know you are, but what am I? A Jew hater. That's what you are. Not myself. I love Jews too much. That's my problem. People say, you love Jews too much. I say, no.
Just enough.
I say just the right amount. They say, you love Jews too much. What do you do? Elizabeth McGill at UPenn made similar comments, had to resign. What could possibly be different?
Genitalia.
No, that's the Guess Who one, and that's the wrong Guess Who character. Side by side of McGill from UPenn. There you go.
Oh.
I get it.
McGill and a point guard from the Pistons.
By the way, I'm horribly disappointed.
Is that Isaiah Thomas? Wow.
That's right.
Jewish name, Isaiah Thomas.
Love him.
At the very least, his captain no longer wears his hat. That's what they say. Never showered with him, but I've heard good things. So,
It's so dead on.
Gay was also accused of plagiarizing her thesis.
Well, that's a problem.
Which brings us to, I guess, white-black edition of Rules for Thee and Not for Me. All right, so we're going to do this in reverse a little bit. Let's set up from the perspective of, method act here, President Gay. Considers, okay, rules for me, rules for President Gay and how these don't apply to you. This is the issue of elites in power and people who are supposedly marginalized and oppressed groups, which include the likes of President Gay and LeBron James. So when it comes to the plagiarism, of course, she gets a pass, right? So the Harvard Corporation said the university became aware in late October of allegations regarding 3 articles. 3. On December 9th, the fellows reviewed the results, which revealed a few instances of inadequate citation.
Plagiarism.
President Gay is proactively requesting 4 corrections in 2 articles to insert citations and quotation marks that were omitted from the original publications.
No. She's not proactively doing anything. You discovered a problem.
Yes.
And reacted
and
to
she's
it.
like, hey, Can you change that?
Yeah, President Gay, where you wrote here, there is nothing to fear but fear itself.
Yeah.
And then you actually wrote, squeak, squeak, squeak goes my wheelchair. Were you stealing this?
Yes, but I would like you to change
FDR?
it.
Never heard of him in my life.
Who?
Unbelievable.
We didn't have a president in a wheelchair. You're crazy.
Ridiculous.
You mean that old white guy with the goofy legs? So,
Little Mo.
and here's the 1619 Project author, if you remember, Nicole Hannah-Jones, defended President Gay. And we'll get to the rules for you. because
Really?
If you're a student. Yeah.
You're kidding.
Well, take a guess.
Get
Why
ready to hit that dump button.
defend President Gay, saying this.
So when you think about the fact that Harvard, this nation's oldest university, had about a 370-year explicit racial quota of only hiring white men to be the president, it's laughable to think that the first ever black woman following that unbroken line of white racial quotas is the one who's unqualified. I mean, this is kind of the beauty of
Jesus
how
H.
racism works.
Well, she did fill the pocket knife Swiss Army ring toss quota.
Yeah, you see that?
You will never miss a game of horseshoes if you're around.
Gotta
Waiting
be
for a
prepared.
fucking dolphin to jump through that thing. The hell
Better
was
get a
that?
hula hoop.
Hey, Flipper.
Why are you jumping through my earrings?
You know what? I'm encouraged, though. I am encouraged by what we heard there because she says racial quotas are racist. That's good.
White racial quotas.
No, come on.
Come on
I had
now.
it for a second.
Come on now. You think she
No,
wants Asians in there?
Yeah, exactly.
Dang it.
Notice you don't want equal representation on the basketball team, only when it applies to STEM fields and chess.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, white people founded Harvard and shit. Do they have any idea how some societies evolve at a
Christian-
different...
Yes,
They
exactly.
don't fucking
Founded
understand.
I know. And then you benefit from the fact that these people said, you know what, okay, there was a barrier to entry and, I created this school and, hey, cool, now let's... But now you've gone too far. But I just love how she sidesteps it. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about direct plagiarism 4 times. I don't know nothing about that. So let's contrast that, the person who Gay plagiarized. So we're contrasting the comment there from the 1619 Project author. This is the person who was a direct an actual victim of plagiarism. This person is a legal scholar, Dr. Carol Swain, who called out President Gay. It won't ever not be funny. And Harvard.
I believe they're doing this because they don't want to fire their first ever Black president, someone who was clearly a DEI appointee.
By the way, right on the money.
She's right on the money.
Great statement. Unfortunately, after that, she was fooled by Kevin McAllister.
And the streak continues. I have no idea what movie.
Two things can be true. And you know what? Like, comment below. This is something that's gone on for a long time. I mean, you know this in comedy, right?
Absolutely.
Plagiarism. But a lot of prominent figures, by the way, who've been accused. And when I say accused, I mean there's a lot of verified evidence of plagiarism, like Martin Luther King Jr., people like Xi Jinping. If you'd like us to do a segment on just famous plagiarists, I just didn't want to do that today because a lot of people would get upset without the whole context.
Yeah, and just so you're like, oh, she made it. No. Your thesis? Are you kidding me? Do you know how long people work on that? Months?
No,
months
said President Gay.
No, but months and months and months, and you have somebody reviewing it before it goes before a committee, and then that committee comes back and says, no, it's not good enough. This was not a mistake. This was somebody deliberately trying to make themselves look smarter than they actually are.
It's called lowering the standards out of fairness.
Yes.
That's
We've
right.
been doing it for the last 80 years, and look where we are.
Yeah.
Can we turn it the fuck around, Whitey? Are you going to wake up?
Yeah, well,
Thank you.
look, you even have the black lady who was plagiarized. And,
She was pissed.
yeah. Don't expect that to be on the news like a morphine drip.
No.
Like they will anytime they happen
And
to
she's
find
a
it.
DEI hire. I was like,
I know.
Yeah,
Nailed it. I know. She nailed it. And that's the rules for me, for President Gay, but rules for thee if you're a student
Okay.
at Harvard.
where it gets
I know what you're thinking. So I'm allowed to copy other people's work? No, of course not. Because you're not a black president who happens to be gay and look like a Guess Who character.
Gay. That's right.
So the rules for you, can you plagiarize like the president in Harvard? No, here's the handbook for Harvard students on plagiarism and even improper attribution. It says students who, for whatever reason, like perhaps being a diversity president, submit work either not their own or without clear attribution to its sources will be subject to disciplinary action up to and including requirement to withdraw from the college.
Right.
Their honor code also prohibits cheating, stating,
Honor code.
members of the Harvard college community commit themselves to producing academic work of integrity. That is, work that adheres to the scholarly and intellectual standards of accurate attribution of sources, appropriate collection and use of data, and transparent acknowledgement of the contribution of others to their ideas, discoveries, interpretations, and conclusions. Here's the thing. Just to give you some context, we right here at this show, making all the references every day available at louderwithcrowder.com like a bibliography, and the link is in the description, do more due diligence than the president of Harvard.
True.
Okay, right here, it covers all of it. You can't even do it accidentally. She did it very clearly, deliberately. If you're a student, you're out 0.0. And I know some of you are thinking maybe we should give her the benefit of the doubt because accidents do happen, and I understand that as we just saw in this office earlier today.
CNN's wilding out today, you know what I'm saying? Like everything. Anyway, I'm gonna go to the fridge. You need anything?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Dude, you okay? 와, 예상치 못한 일이었네.
What?
그럼 왕환이 그럼 차랑 붙였는데 나 괜찮아.
What are you saying, dude?
왕환이 그럼 몇 개에서 떨어져서 나 내리약했다고. 씨.
Dude, I think you hit your head really hard, man. Are you okay?
아, 씨발 새.
Accidents happen.
Does he speak Korean?
Forever.
Yeah. For the ladies.
It's a niche group.
No, that's not a very...
Do not underestimate the power, the motivating power of attractive Asian ladies. So, this also goes back to rules for me, back to President Gay.
How do you say happy ending?
After the October 7th, Hamas attacks where they brutalized people.
No, what happened?
President Gay, on that day, supported free speech for the first time in a while, confirming 33 student groups' right to support Hamas. Okay, now I know, and just to be clear, people have the right to support free speech as long as they're not committing a crime. Calling for genocide, that actually is a little bit of a gray area.
River
but
to
that's
the sea.
that's
Sorry about that.
the rules for me. The rules for thee. President Gay promoted Harvard's safism policy, which is ostensibly to protect students from bad ideas. So defending from the river to the sea, Jews live there, by the way, while promoting safe spaces in Harvard from bad ideas. What would qualify President Gay?
No safe spaces for Jews.
Yeah.
Including where they live, I guess.
Which is ironic. They actually have safe rooms.
Yeah. I know. It's just
unbelievable.
You can't make this shit up.
And by the way, President Gay also canceled lectures from people who said, there are only two genders. So
that's a harmful view.
This is when people say, oh, the libertarians, no, just apply it across the board. You're being devoured. You are being devoured. Is there a terrorist attack outside in the office?
No, I think they're letting Joe.
Joe Lewis in.
Trying to come in.
Joe
Lewis wanted to come in. Hello, Joe Lewis.
Joe, how are you?
He's such a good boy.
He's like, I heard there was sausages in this motherfucker.
Such a boy.
I know, we're talking about people who don't like you, the Arabics.
Look at that tail. He's very happy to be on the show.
Yeah,
guys.
He came in and he left. All right, guys, you can. What are you doing?
He's ready to go now, guys. He's ready to get out.
Yeah.
Bye, buddy.
He goes, look, I don't need the limelight.
Yeah.
Need a ham sandwich in here to make you happy, Joe?
He's more of a Suge Knight than he is a front guy.
Yeah. He is, yeah.
So she canceled lectures from people who said that there were two genders. And at the same time says she defends free speech. These people are devouring you. You have to apply their standards to themselves.
God bless you.
She also, or I should say Harvard, rather, rescinded admission to 12 students, or I believe it's 10, sorry. It was initially reported as 12 and 10, based on private group chats. Private group chats. Think about that.
For sharing memes.
Yeah. Now, recall in 2020, Harvard ranked dead last in freedom of speech, free speech on campus.
I got to make a sissy.
And she's only getting her way. We're just about to go to Mug Club, but go ahead now. It's fine. Go. Leave the headphones. Leave it down. They never kept good time anyway.
They're not stealing your theses, they're stealing your bikes, all right?
Nick.
I don't think he understands the concept of proximity effect with microphones.
Nope.
No, it's not. Yeah.
She's only getting away with this because of this intersectional hierarchy on this oppression totem pole, like we've talked about, right? Depends. Hold on. Today, Jews, you're useful. Wait, hold on a second. Today, stop Asian hate. You're useful as you're being pushed into the third rail. Who's pushing them under the third rail? We don't want to talk about that. Okay, sorry. Today, Jews, you are no longer useful because we have President Gay who looks like a Guess Who character, and she matches up with what we need to be promoting today. Now, you know what doesn't exist on this hierarchy at all? Your basic constitutional rights. This is something that people will say. They'll say, oh, the First Amendment, talking about YouTube and talking about what's going on campus. They'll say the First Amendment just prevents the government from silencing you. Hold on a second. The same thing with the Second Amendment can be argued. Do you forego your basic human rights? Inalienable means basic, not civil rights. Basic inalienable rights mean endowed to you by God. God gave you those rights. Government serves only. Do you forego those rights because you happen to be on a campus who, by the way, receives massive amounts of government funding, would not exist if not for government funding? The same thing applies to YouTube, who would not exist, YouTube, Google, Facebook, if not for the massive amounts of tax breaks that they receive from favorable government policies. Do you forego that? Why do you forego your Second Amendment right when you are going to a university? This is the thing. Yes, there are property rights. And by the way, the left, ironically, I bet you if you look into President Gay, they don't believe in property rights. They don't believe in property because that's right, leftist idea, cultural Marxism. They believe that property rights are actually a tool of the bourgeoisie to inflict oppression onto the masses. So they don't believe in property rights. Okay, hold on a second. I do, but I still don't believe that property rights, where this is a school where you have accepted someone through the admission process, allows you to forbid them from, not civil rights, basic human rights to speech, and to protect themselves. I've never understood that. And you can also make the argument, and by make the argument, observe the fact that these are wings of government. Student loans? Why do you think admissions are so? You think it's because Harvard has decided that that's the marketplace of degrees? No, it's because of all the grants that exist out there. Grants, scholarships. If you don't overcharge and make something unaffordable so that Uncle Sam fills in the gap, then you fail to compete. Anytime government steps in, that's when you end up with a monopoly, duopoly, tripopoly, or the land of higher education. You can apply the same thing. Hey, let's look at the companies that receive, or industries that receive the most amount of government support and intervention. Insurance companies, health insurance, you a big fan? Ooh. Mm-hmm. They were rubbing their grubby paws in anticipation of Obamacare. Airlines, big fan. Education, big fan. Energy companies, big fan. Think about it for a second. And in a lot of these sectors, you forego your basic human rights. Understand the difference between a civil right and a human right. A human right is predicated in, people will use the term natural rights, and then the left will accuse you of being racist if you use that term. No, what we mean is government serves to recognize and protect your rights. It doesn't grant you the right to speak. You were born with the right to speak, period. You were born with the right to defend yourself, period. No one grants it to you. For some reason, the institutions of higher learning that are really supposed to be a place to undergird the understanding of basic human rights, for some reason, in those places you forfeit. Why? And people on the right want to act as though, oh no, hold on, so we have to be consistent, so we should allow them to do it. No, not at this point where they have their finger on the scales of justice through government subsidization and favoritism while they silence you. Right now, they are silencing their students. They're silencing their students in Harvard. Harvard, you know exactly what you're doing to students who are there already. You're silencing them. You're punishing them. And you're not allowing new ones to come in while running interference for President Gay. What about that is justice?
Watch Louder with Crowder live Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.